Hey everyone, this is Greg. Um, I just thought I would do another quick ShadowDark adventure using my ShadowDark one-page sheet. Just because the other day I had a lot of fun playing with my when I did the other video, the last one you'll see, and I did my adventure sheet. I'm still trying to work out the kinks, so I thought I'd do another one. Um, Again, if you have tried this sheet and you have some comments, please let me know. Like I said, I added a character sheet on the back for your solo character, and then some session notes if you want, so that if you finish this event and you want to go this adventure and you want to go to another adventure, you can do so with maybe you could keep this right here. That way you have your character sheet, session notes, the last one, then you could start your next adventure. Even though this one I have it printed here as well. But, how my thing is free on itch.io. And so if you want to, um, you could create one adventure and you could print another one on the next one and keep your character sheet on your first adventure and session notes, however you want to do it. If you want to print this separate and that you just have your character sheet and this will be your session notes, I'm just trying to figure out how to, do things the best. I'm thinking about adding the session notes to my regular GM design kit. But if you do my design kit and you get this as well, you have this to print out. So you could print this and just stick it inside my my other adventure thing. So you would always have your character, especially if you're going to solo. I've gotten to a point now where my other adventures I use multiple heroes, but I kind of get to where I like one. In fact, I had a lot of fun running Torin the Outcast. I love the setup for it, and so I want to just do another character. I want to do another adventure using Torin again, and I think I might continue to use the same settlement point of interest in EMPC, because what was really neat when I rolled this up was that it was in the metropolis of the city of Doraine, and it was in an Arctic area, ocean or Arctic, and I think I ended up picking Arctic. I don't know how to write ocean, but I think it was ocean or Arctic, and I think I ended up being Arctic. Let me change that. And and so, but I really like the idea that my NPC was the gravedigger who worked in the university district for the wizard tower, and I thought that was kind of cool because as a gravedigger, that he might find things every now and then. It's a little, he might hear something, and he might come up with this. Oh, look at the wizards were talking about this or whatever, and he hires Torin, who's a thief. He's my half-orc thief because he's Torin the Outcast, and he happened to be, his background, he was at one time a wizard's apprentice. Whether he still is or he was, and now he's kind of, well, he's the outcast. So he's kind of teamed up with Ryan, and Ryan gives him this, Ryan Grog gives him this, would give him these things that he finds to say, hey, here's something, maybe go on this little quest or whatever, things that he hears. So he's kind of his inside. And I thought that's a really kind of cool way of doing adventures, because, we always try to come up with, you meet in a tavern and someone in the cloak room, and someone in the cloak tells you this adventure or whatever. The one thing I love about ShadowDark is with the random adventures that you're able to, random tables, you're able to generate, different stuff. And this fact that this guy's a grave digger, he's Ryan the Wise, he's been around there he works, in the graveyard. I mean, he don't technically have to be a grave. He could be a caretaker of it or something. And so he finds these little clues, and then he uses them to send Torin on these adventures. I just thought it was fun. I had a good time with it the other day, so I thought what I'm going to do today is I'm going to keep the city of Doraine, the Wizards Tower, the University District. I have my character here, And I'm just going to show you know, like I'm going to keep my character sheet that I had before. And if you remember in the last adventure, it was the Caves of the Enchanted Twilight, and he went in, he found this wounded dwarf. It ended up being this some kind of ancient dwarven area, had some Dragar in it, and the treasure he found was a +1 crossbow of luck, has some inlaid with some gold in it, and it gives him a natural reroll on 1. So he's got this crossbow now, and I'm pretty sure thieves can use crossbows. I'm almost positive they can. I think it's crossbows, longbows, yada yada yada. So what I'm going to do is I just thought I'm just going to keep playing Torin a little bit. Yep, club, crossbow, dagger, shortbow, and so he's got this crossbow now. So he is going to, you know, go on the next adventure. So I'm telling you, I am working on an OSC game that I keep promising, and it's the thing is I'm reading the books, but I keep coming back to doing these things, and I wanted to get this adventure site thing done. And man, how much I love 2 games. I love ShadowDark, and I love Dragonbane. I had a friend come over this weekend, and we played Dragonbane. And I'm going to tell you something. I need to do this online. I love playing GMless games. A lot of my friends were kind of like, hey, I ought to just do a video on it about how to do a GMless game, even at more than when you have 3 or 4 people. Because I think one of the problems we have, and this is me going off a little tangent, but one of the problems I think we have is getting a GM who can create a story that keeps players engaged, right? And so you hear all these DM channels, and they're talking about how to create this, you know, GM you need to get the players involved, and this is how you can do it by, you know, you set up the setting, but you know, you can do a West March game, or you do this where the player characters, whatever. I'm telling you, if you just sit down, we did it this weekend. We did a GMless between 2. We had 2, me and another buddy. We had 2 characters. We rolled up the adventure. We did each section and room or whatever, and it worked fine. It was still difficult. It was still fun. Both of us were engaged the whole time. And I'm telling you, if you have like 3 or 4, I'm just going to do a video on it. I'm just going to do a whole video on it. But GMless play is, I think, one of the ways that we could go for in the future, so that these forever DMs don't have to. I think it solves 2 problems. A GM that gets overworked, you know, like how much prep that the GM does. You do a whole lot. Do you do less? Do you do this type of whatever? And if you want to be a GM, that's fine. You know, I have nothing against that. I just love. Did GMless play with a couple other people, and it's just so much, to me, it's just so much better way to play. I think I'm even going to do a video on it, and show you a couple of reasons why that I think doing GMless play is I mean, that's all you do is solo. It's no GM, and I have just a fantastic time playing. So let's get going here. Let's create an adventure. Like I said, if you want to see about how you use the adventure sheet, you basically what you do, create your settlement, get a point of interest by using the random charts in here, create one NPC that you need just to be the patron for your characters. The adventure site is infiltrate the spirit of the ancient lineage. That was the adventure that I rolled up, and then I rolled up the adventure site. And then, like you said, like I said, in the thing I use, and I came up last night. I came up with an idea that I might change this up a little bit, and be able to use my hex crawl system. And so my hex system, have my hex paper on here. I think I came up with something last night. I need to try to see if I can get that fixed. And so anyway, but basically you just do a 5-room dungeon, or how many room dungeon you want to do. You start at 1, you go through the dungeon. You can write everything you need into it. You just play through it, and bam, it's done. But I did come up with something last night. I was thinking something different about something, and I think of a new way to do this that might be a little bit different, that I can add to my GM design kit, a way to streamline it a little bit, and so we'll get to that. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna run. Let's roll me an adventure. It's on page. The adventures are on page 122 and 123 of the set. So I'm gonna get a D20. I need 3 D20s. Green, black, red. So green will be first. That will be destroy the adventure. You know what's so funny? I just had water, and now all of a sudden my throat is doing. Destroy the black. Destroy the prisoner. I'm gonna do unholy. Oh, destroy the unholy, stalking the waste, which is funny because I think, didn't I have that last time? Infiltrate the spirit of the ancient. No, that was one of them. I rolled up an adventure, and it was to do something about the. So do something about stalking the waste, but maybe that was a different game that I played that I didn't record. And so the adventure site name, let's get this. So 3 is going to be green, black, red again, unless I want to switch it up. 4 caves. I had that last time. It's going to be caves or tunnel. Well, caves. Caves of the 10. Frozen. Well, check that out. God. So it's destroyed unholy, stalking the waste in the caves of the frozen god. Makes perfect, because you remember my settlement is Doraine, and I'm gonna go ahead and write this in here. City of Doraine. It's in the Arctic. Now again, you can, and I'll go ahead and write this. Wizard's Tower. Tower in the university section is where he I get my adventures, and then Ryan the Wise is my NPC. So Ryan, he's a lawful, middle-aged, willowy. He has a deep gambling debt. That's probably one of the reasons why he sends him off on these adventures. And then. So Caves of the Frozen God. So that's where he's going. I don't know exactly what my, but I have to. It's going to be something unholy. So we'll definitely come up with something like that. And then, but it takes place in the Arctic, which is all great. You can always do, if you want, if you're, you can go. She has. I know I forgot my C. I was sitting there going, I'm spelling Arctic wrong like a dummy. An Arctic. She has Arctic encounters. You can, if you want, as you're on your way to the caves, if you want a roll. Let's see if anything would pop up that would be interesting. 47. A bowler pair attacks anyone who approaches her 1d4 cups. You could do that if you're on your way. But I'm just going to just go into the caves. And so one thing about Torin the Outcast, I always give him 3 luck tokens. If you notice the on the ShadowDark, on the Arcane Library Discord, under ShadowDark, they've been talking about the broken streams. Is it broken streams? Black streams? Broken streams solo thing. I thought about adding that to. I'm more than likely going to add it to when I play OSE or old school style game. I'm not technically sold on OSE right now. I told you I'll be an OSE. It's going to be an old school style game. And so OSE is one of them, but I've been kind of looking at a couple other things. And the only reason is I'll do a whole video about this, and that is going to be, when I think of old school, I want to go back and talk about, I think me and Scott are going to do a video where we're going to talk about what old school game means to us and how it affects the way that we think and when it comes to playing. So, so he is going to, um, but the thing with Torin the Outcast, and I gave him solo play. So I give him 3 tokens. So if you go with Black Streams, which is Broken Streams, whatever it's called, it's great because what it does is it gives you a fray dice. It does damage differently, so your character doesn't take as much damage as it would by playing a solo character. But I think if you give luck tokens, it balances that out. One of the things I thought about adding as well, but she doesn't. It's not in the rules. That's why I'm not trying to change anything. I'm not trying to change the rules. It's hard enough, I know, to solo with one character, but the one thing that you can do is you can use stuff that's inside the game to kind of give you advantages. And so one of the things about solo play, because she doesn't add a whole lot in here about solo play. Typically, you want a group to have 2 to 4. Consider starting at a higher level. I think that's true. I mean, higher level would definitely make it for you. But I think at the same time, I should have used the dungeon names here. But I think at the same time, what it does is if you give it the luck tokens, it seems to balance out. And always remember that when you create the monsters for the adventure, don't feel the dungeon with it. Just try to allow the do something that your character can pretty much survive. Like, I'm not saying to make it easy, but you're sitting here, you're having fun. You kind of want your character to make it. You want the story to be able to, you can have success. So don't overthink it. That's my solo tip is don't just make the game, like if you had a party and if they want to run and not do something or whatever, that's fine. But when you're sitting down in your solo and you want to play, you really, really have to, I mean, I want to make it through my adventure. I don't want to, and if it means that my character has to sneak in and grab the treasure and get out, that's fine. If he's going to fight a monster, I'm going to give him some type of maybe advantage so that he's able to, get through the adventure. Because I don't want my character to, I mean, I'm sitting here playing. I'm not sitting here to do, to see my character get destroyed because it's already hard enough on solo. So let's create a ShadowDark map. Let's create our adventure. So I'm gonna go ahead and go with a small because I like the fact of just getting an adventure done. So I'm gonna grab my 5 dice, right? And then I'm gonna roll what each room is going to be. So let's roll. All right, so my highest is going to be a 7. So that's going to be room number 5. So this is going to be my 5th room. It's going to be where the objective is, and it's a 7. So that means it is a monster mob. Okay, and then I'll start here to go backwards. So it'll be 3. Room 1 will be a trap. Room 2 will be a NPC. Room 3 is going to be a 2, so it's going to be empty. But as you know, not all rooms are empty rooms. And room number 4. So this is how I'm going to go. It's going to go 1 here, and then 4, and then 5. So that's how I play. So 4 would be a minor hazard. Okay, like I said, there is the other book that is the GM's Companion, which I think is a very, very good book as well because it can help you. It does do things where she doesn't do monsters by level. You have to go look at them. He does monsters by level, and I think that does I think that helps a lot to find stuff. So I'm going to. So let's, but I'm sticking with the book only for the reason is I think I told you guys in the past, and that is I don't want the people to have to go buy extra stuff. If you have the book, let's just play with the book. So trap. So D6. So it's 2d6. I'll go to white first. So 3/3. It's a sturdy mechanical trap. Okay, NPC. Whoops, I only need 1 dice for that. 2, it's a captive. Empty room. It'd be interesting if she had a chart for just empty rooms, but it's okay. Minor hazard. 5 is collapsing walls. I'm so sorry if I keep burping, but I drank water before this. I've been battling a little bit of cold, and then the last is the monster mob. Let's see. This will probably help me. Organized. Let's do magical warriors. That makes sense. Magical warriors, because they're going to be, unholy, stalking the waste in this cave. And here's the other thing I was thinking. You don't have to go room by room. If you roll up your room, like I can look at this and I can say, okay, that the trap is going to open to I could switch it around. I could say the door getting into this cave is going to have some kind of door that's going to be a mechanical trap, right? And so I'm going to have to figure out how to get past it. And then the captive could be held by this magical unholy war in an area that has collapsing walls, right? And so that can build my adventure that I can sit here and say, if I don't want to do, okay, go this room, this room, this room, I could create a scenario in which my character shows up, in order to get into these caves. He comes against a mechanical door that he has to get through. It's sturdy. He gets through it, and then he goes into a room in which there's this unholy magical warriors that are holding this captive. Maybe they're trying to sacrifice him or something like this, and the my timer, because one of the things that it's good, I think, for dungeon creation is to have a timer of, like, it has collapsing walls, like something is going on in this. Maybe these magical warriors are trying to sacrifice this captive, and I know that's just like a constant, oh, that's just the same old regular adventure. Don't care. I like those type of things, and that maybe the minor collapsing walls come if I either the collapsing wall has something to do with them pulling this unholy, stalking the waste. They're of this god. They're bringing this frozen god back, and so they're so this collapsing wall could be, this would be icy room or whatever, and so it has something to do with this. So let's do, and that way I don't have to sit here and just like roll. Do I get through roll? Do I get through that? So let's try to find. So I need a couple of good first level. It says magical warriors. Let me find. I'm trying to think of some good outsiders, magical warriors. Let's see. Warriors, come on and play. I need to watch that. Magical warriors, skeletons will probably be the best. Only because it just kind of makes sense. Trained in combat. Because I don't think there are kind of death knights or something like that in this adventure. And remember, my guy is still first level, so it has to be something that he can handle. And so I think some kind of cultist with, a magical warrior could be someone who is who has the ability to raise the dead, and so he has a couple of. I can't have too many. I got a cultist here. They have death touch and 9 hit points. It really makes it very difficult when you have I'm just looking. Cave Brute, Berserker, Polar Bear. Ugh, boy, Polar Bear would be very tough. They're but that would be kind of cool. That if it was some type of animated armor. And here we go. Animated suit of armor magically a old suit of armor magically animated by a vengeful spirit. That would probably be it. I think that would be it because that makes sense. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to have that my monsters for this adventure. That's why I love this sheet. I can put all kinds of stuff on here. It's going to be animated armor. Okay, it's going to have the spirit of this unholy spirit because I don't think she has a unholy warrior in here. And that might be in another book. I know there's probably in one of the other books, but like I said, I'm trying to keep everything. I don't know. Do I have my curse scrolls around me to go look for them? I don't know if I have them in my box over there. There might be unholy water in there. Let me look. Let me take a look. Because I know I have the curse scrolls, but I don't know if I have them. I usually keep them here in my... Yep, here you are. Cursed Knights. Well, looky there. The Cursed Knight is in the Diabolical. Let's see. Cursed Knights. I bet that's just a class. The Knight, is that him? Cursed Knights. Yeah, but he don't have a... Let's see if there's a... Oh, these are the spells. The Gloaming. Is there not new monsters in this thing? I guess they're not. I guess there's not. I guess I would have to make a... I'm not going to roll a... Demonic Possession. That would be kind of cool, but that would be a character. Let's go with the Knight. Makes it easier. Curse Scroll. Okay. Animated Armor. AC 15. Ooh, doggy. Hit points 11. His attack is Longsword plus 3. Longsword plus 3. And he does 1d8. And he looks just like a suit of armor. So that's going to be the Unholy Presence is in this Vengeful. And I know it's like magical warriors, but I have to have something that my character can maybe even defeat. I mean, I have 7 hit points so that's what I'm going to do. And there's going to be a captive here, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to give it a timer that he has to get in and get out when he gets to this room. So what it's going to do is the sturdy door is, he makes it through, he's going through this case, he comes to this door that's closed, and inside of it, the room is going to be where this magical animated armor has his captive, and he is calling on this god to call him this frozen god back, and he's going to have to defeat this animated knight to rescue this captive, and he's going to have a certain amount of time, because if not, the walls are going to, because this god who's coming, as it's coming through, it's causing the ground and stuff to shake, because this is animated armor. It really doesn't matter. It's the spirit that's taking over this armor. So that's going to be that's going to be it. So let's see. So it's a sturdy mechanical trap. So let's see if I can. And so one of the things I started to do, I did in the last one, I think I'm going to do it this way, is that difficulty of class. So trying to figure out what the... Let me answer this text real fast, sorry. The to do difficulty, you know, because sometimes you sit here and you go, okay, how difficult is this trap? Is it easy? Is it normal, hard? I've just been taking a D4 and rolling it 3, so it's a hard trap. So that way I know that this is a DC 15. You know, it's just another way of making, you know, trying to figure out if instead of me having to figure out going, okay, how do I get past this trap? Let's do it like this. So that's what I'm doing. So I'm going to roll because he's a thief. He has advantage on things. 15, bam. So he, hope that's all on the camera. I checked it before. Yeah, 15. So he is able to figure out how to open this door that's locked. It probably has some symbol of this ancient god that was on it, that's in this like old, and that's what probably this is. It's like there's some old temple. And so how he learns about it is that Ryan tells him that someone was missing, something that took, someone is missing. They're looking for the person who's being held captive, and so he's sending out to go find him. So Torin, because he's lawful, he's going to do, and what's his name's lawful as well. So he's going out. He's able to get through, and so he comes into this room. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to make it. I'm going to roll 2d4, and the first one is going to be. I know this sounds like weird, but I don't want it to be one round. So this is going to be the round. I'm going to roll 2d4. All right, so I get 5 rounds. So he has 5 rounds. He comes into this temple and he sees this animated knight. And I'll probably have a cultist there as well, because it just makes sense that the cultist is probably trying to, but he's busy with the ritual. And so the defender is going to be this animated armor, right? And so he has 5 rounds, or the walls are going to start collapsing, you know, in this upon him. And so here he goes. He goes into it. He sees it. He pulls up, because I'm going to make him have a sneaking check because he comes in through the door. Oh, you know what? I'm going to say he was able to get the door, but does the I'm going to ask, does the door opening alert the animated armor who is protecting the area? And it is, oh, I rolled a 4, so it'll be a no, and there's no but. So he's able to get there. So the armor, even though it's animated and it's magical, he's able to get through, and he comes in and he sees this ritual that's going on with this cultist who has this captive, and I can roll for the captive later, the NPC. And let's roll for it real quick just to see, you know, NPC name. I don't need all that. All I need to know is a D12, 5. It's an elf, and a D8. Oh, he's an old ancient elf. Ancient elf. Maybe that's interesting. Maybe he is maybe he's one of the wizards that was taken. Question mark? I don't know. So it's an ancient elf that they're sacrificing. So he's so he comes in, and so that he's going to lift up his crossbow, and he's going to take a shot at the animated armor, which is going to be, because he's a thief, he gets I'm going to give him surprise on it, even though he's kind of, the guy's kind of an alert. Thief is going to be backstab. If you hit a creature who's unaware of your attack, you deal an extra weapon die of damage. So he's going to lift up his, and then if he gets a surprise attack, you know, I really enjoy stealth and surprise. Oh, you know what? He needs to make a check. I'm going to make a hit check anyway. So stealth and surprise. Begins turn, has advantage on surprise. So let's do a stealth check. 14, he makes it, because I think he's almost advantage on sneaking, right? Is that what the thieves get? Thieves are so cool in this class. You're trained, and so, yep, sneaking and hiding. So he sneaks up, and then he has advantage. So he's going to let loose. He rolls a 12, but he gets his He adds his dexterity for his shooting, combat, 88. I'm almost positive it still has. Range attacks, dex modifier plus talent bonus. So he's got +3 because if you remember how I didn't roll. He's got +4. I did not roll. I just rolled a d4 for 4 times and it's added the pluses. I ain't worried about what the number is because it has nothing to do. I don't know why they don't do this anyway because it has really nothing to do with, you don't roll under anything for that I know of. But so he rolls, he makes a 12 plus 4 is be 16. So he has his crossbow. Crossbow does 1d6, so he's doing 2d6 points of damage to this. He does 5, so he does 5 points of damage to his animated armor. Okay, so now they go to initiative. The animated armor is going to be this one, and my half-orc is green. Oh, he rolled a 1, but he is going to... Oh, let me see something. Am I going to allow an armor? Motion is magical weapons. Utility, weapon benefit. Reroll natural one when attacking. But you know what I'm going to do? I am going. He rolled at 18. Luck token. I'm gonna use one of my luck tokens. So I'm gonna write my luck tokens here to reroll my niche, just to see. I mean, I still have to roll. I got +4, but I need to. Oh, can't read it. Cocky dice. 11. So he doesn't. So that the creature comes forward and he's going to close the distance with his longsword. And 13. His armor class is... Oh, I didn't roll his armor class. He has leather armor, which is 11 plus dex modifier. So it's 11 plus... He's got a 15 armor class. Mamma mia. That's what I'm talking about right there. So... You know, it's funny. It's starting up to +4. That's right. I was like, is this go up to +4? I'm sorry. I read so many stuff that. So he rolls. Oh, he has a 15, but he rolled a 13, but he's got +3 to hit. So he hits. I almost forgot about that. So he hits. He does 1d8. Ooh, this could be deadly. 5. He only does, I think it's on his sword +3 to hit, but I don't think it's just regular 1d8 on damage. Animated Knight, that's pretty much a that's some tough damage right there. Animated armor. Animated armor. It's just a longsword +3 on the attack, but it's 1d8 damage. So he does 5 points of damage. Woo wee! That ain't good because I'm down to 2. So I have my luck token. Oh, you know what? Maybe I should remake him reroll damage. Let's do that. Let's make him reroll damage. 3. All right. So I have 1 luck token left. So I'm making reroll his damage. So I have hit points for Torin. Again, if you know, I know I hear people go, wow, he does a whole lot to kind of help. Exactly. I'm going to help my character survive. I don't want it to be where he's automatically going to win this, but I want to make it where my character doesn't die just like that, because what fun is that? So so he has to pull his, he shoots with his crossbow. The guys start to come towards him. He's going to pull his dagger. and swing at him. Yeah, that's the problem with a crossbow. Is that's his best weapon, but 16 he hits. And so he does 1d4 plus 2. So, well, that was a 4, but 4, 5, 6. He does 6 points of damage, so he's able to kill the animated armor. And so he kills the animated armor. The cultist turns around and looks at him. So that would have been round number 1. He is going to, the cultist is still trying to, so he's going to lift up his crossbow back. He's going to take a shot at the cultist. And the cultist is so entranced. He does not recognize him. He does not know that he's there. That's my oracle roll of no. Does he know he's there? No. And that because he's so involved in it. And inside the ritual, so that's going to give him an attack. It's got a twist. Let's see what a twist would be. I'm going to roll on my prompts. You get that down. 62. Let me see if this changes anything. Give mind. Give mind. No, but he gives mind. Give mind. Prompts. Give mind. Give mind. What would that mean if it's like give mind to, he's not giving mind to, I was going to say no because he's so mindful into this, and so that's going to give my guy an additional attack. He rolled a 13. A cultist has an armor class. Well, he doesn't have a shield because it has a shield here, so it'd be minus his shield because he's worried more about is a +2. So he is going to. Or would it be an apprentice? I'm gonna say it's going to be a cultist because the apprentice only has 3 hit points. Nah. Cultist says 9, so he's going to do 2d6 points of damage. So he does 5. So he hits the cultist. Hit points 9. So he does 5. So he's at 4. Okay, so that goes. So the cultist is going to, because he's going to. I'm going to roll this. Well, he has 5 rounds before he's sacrificed. So whatever's going on in the ritual, he can't really kill the elf until then. So I'm going to roll. No, he's given mine to the thing. So he's not really too, even though he gets shot with a crossbow. So let's roll a niche. Let's see what happens. Wow. So he goes first. So the cultist, does he leave and go and try to look at Zealot chanting the golden prayers of a dark god. So he is going to leave the altar. That's just what makes sense. And he's going to come forward to attack. All right, so 15. Man, my guys keep hitting. It's on a 15. He has a longsword +1. He's not going to do his death touch first. Within close. Well, he's coming off the altar. Would he be able to get to him? Let me see. Would he be able to get to him and around? That's the question. No. And then he has a prompt. He's not going to be able to make it to him. That just makes sense because of where he's at. Let me roll these again. 92. Uphold. 26. Uphold unknown. So no, he doesn't make it, but he is going to uphold the unknown. I'm gonna say he doesn't. He doesn't leave because he wants to. He's going to believe that his God is going to protect him. I think that's just going to be the case. So maybe his God gives him uphold the unknown. I tell you what I'm going to do. Collapsing walls. I'm going to make that part of the adventure. So instead of it being that 5 rounds of walls start collapse, I want to say that he's doing the magic and he's doing it. Things are starting to go, and my character has to dodge it. So let's give it a DC of 1. So it's an easy. So it's a DC 9. So what he does is he's still casting this spell. He's doing what he needs to do, and he's doing this unknown whatever. He's upholding the unknown. So he's calling on this, and so the stuff's starting to fall. And so my character's going to have to make, as his attack, my character's going to have to make a DC before he can 19. Okay, so he's able to dodge something again, and he raises back up his crossbow. This time it's just a straight shot because it's a 10, 13, 14. So he hits again, but it's just a 1d6. 1 point of damage. And so that's going to be another round. Not to him. His cultist is 3. I still have 4. All right. So the next round, we're going to go. Okay, so he goes first. He doesn't have to dodge because that's going to be the cultist's attack. Is that the god is stalactite, stalagmite, whatever things are falling down. That's what the god's trying to use to protect his character. I mean his cultist. So that guy's going to dodge. He doesn't have to dodge. He's going to roll to attack. 2, he misses, but I'm going to use those last luck token to re-roll. 14, he hits. 5, he does 5 points. So he kills the cultist. That's going to be on the 3rd round. So he rescues the elf. And I'm going to make him from the wizard school because that would only make sense that the captive is from. He took him from that wizard school. That's how Ryan the Wise knew about what's going on and that he has to destroy the unholy in the waste. So that's what makes my adventure. So he's able to save this elf, bring him back. Oh, excuse me. My goodness. I feel so. The fact that I'm. Have this in my throat. It's killing me. And so he's going to come back. He rescues the wizard. He rescues the ancient elf who works at the school. Whether he's another wizard or not, it doesn't matter. But so what they're going to do is they're going to give him a he's going to give him a blessing is what he's going to do. He's going to give a blessing as a boon for rescuing him. And he's going to give him some gold. So as a blessing, let's roll a d12. 7. Arcane Eye. Well, 3 times per day advantage to cast a spell. That doesn't really matter. Okay, his Arcane Eye. I tell you what I'm going to do with that. So he's going to get Arcane Eye, and I'm going to add this. So the second one is he session notes. This was session 1. Session 2, he rescued ancient elven wizard. Let's see what his name is. And he gave him, he gives him Arcane Eye. And what that's going to do is that 3 times a day, he could take advantage on an attack. Advantage on an attack. That's what it's going to be. Instead of it being, it gives him like this archer eye type of thing. So it's arcane eye. That's what it's going to do. Let's see what the character's name is. Again, as I roll up my NPC's name, I want everyone to remember that, you know, the reason I play is I'm writing characters 16 BAL that are like books. Balosh, you know, and so that's what I want, right? Baloshquish is what I rolled, so that's his name. But that sounds like some crazy elven name. Baloshquish is just the character's, the elf's name, ancient wizard, and he's from the school of wizardry. So there you go. I give him, and then he's going to give him some gold. So his gold is going to be, you know, a bag of gold. It will be, I don't know if she has a treasure, you know, fleeting treasure tables, 270. Let me roll on here and see if it's something. 38. Oh, perfect. Pair of elf forged short swords. All right. He gets a pair of elf. That makes perfect sense. It's amazing how sometimes the dice short swords. Nice. Torin is starting to become a cool character, and he's got his crossbow of luck. Which is +1. And oh, I forgot he had +1. And so he's +5, and then he has a reroll ones. That is, man, I'm starting to love playing Torin. You might see more of the adventures of him. Torin the Outcast. I love the whole thought of how the adventure sets up. I just love, man, solo playing this. I mean, God, D&D is such a fun game. So Torin the Outcast is he saves in the second adventure. He resolved the ancient elven wizard. He resolved. Can't remind the ancient elven wizard. Baloshquish in a school of wizardry, and he has arcane eye as an ability, as a blessing. That's just cool. He gives him a pair of swords, and then I roll after every adventure. I roll a d10 for he gets 8 experience points, so that takes him to 13. So he'll have 3, and this will go to 20. So he goes to level 2. So let's roll his hit points for a thief. Level 2. 1d4. Ooh, 4 plus 3. He's 14 hit points. Hey, 1 second. So there you go. There's the end. I'm going to have to get the phone. It's my wife calling me, telling that my time is up. So anyway, hey, thanks everybody, and I'll see you soon. Bye.